Okay, so today we'll be starting about lesson 3, and reuse of waste materials is the topic. As I've said, this is very important topic, and if we talk about the waste materials, the people will be just saying that is a disgusting thing and so on, right? But when we'll be just using the waste materials, then it will have so many benefits. The reused material, the recycled material are gaining so much of profit in today's generation. If we talk about the reusing of the plastic bottles, right, reusing of the wasted tires, so they will, they are just reused, they are just recycled, and they are just turned into the new product, because of which they can be sold, they can be sold to the foreign country, foreign land, to the local level also they can be sold. And they are being a product, okay, they are being just acted as a product so that we can sell it and we can earn money through it. And if we talk about the entrepreneurship, then the recycling of this sort of products are also helping the young generation to get involved in such type of activities and just earn the money and be a perfect business person. So reuse of the waste materials, so here we'll be
Excuse me,
talking.
ma'am. Teacher,
Yes, yes.
yesterday that chapter, no, we should not do exercise of that chapter.
No, you should not, because I'm providing you the project work, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that much only. And just you just know about the technical terms that given there, that are corrugated cardboard paper, like that only, other nothing needed. Okay. So reuse of the waste materials. So now we'll be talking about the objectives that we'll be studying here. Okay, what is the objective of studying this one lesson? We will be knowing about the name of the waste materials which are found in the surrounding, differentiate between the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste materials that we have also studied in science also, and explain the importance of recycling and reusing of the waste materials. So this one is very important, this explaining the importance of recycling and reusing. Okay, so if we talk about waste materials, let me provide you the example. So in our home also there are so many waste materials are just, they are just being produced every day. Can you please explain? Can you please give me the example? What are the waste materials that are produced in your home? Isan,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, what are the waste materials that are produced in your home?
Kitchen waste, plastics. Um,
Asika, can we use the different things for the various purpose in our life? Almost all the things contain certain amount of waste product after their use. Some items becomes waste after the use, after we use them. And for example, vegetable, fruit peels, bottles, cans of fruit, food stuff, old clothes, polythene bags, etc. And thus, several waste materials Several waste materials are available in the surroundings since we use or consume various items in different places of our daily day-to-day life. And some of them get easily lost in the nature by mixing the soil, whereas some of the waste materials, they do not decay and hence cannot mix with the soil. And thus, on the basis of nature of the materials, they are divided into biodegradable materials and non-biodegradable materials. So here, biodegradable and non-biodegradable, we can differentiate as whether it will decay with the nature or not. Like some of the materials like food stuff, right, and vegetable peels, they will just decay in the soil, so they are known as biodegradable materials. And those who will not, which will not delay decays. For example, if you take about example of this plastic bottles, if we just dig a hole in a soil and just keep that waste product of that made up of plastic in a soil for about 10 years or more than that also, it won't be decayed. And some scientists have proven that some of the microorganisms are there which will eat plastics. So they are just doing the research on it. Maybe we hope that that sort of organism will be produced in a good amount, not in a laboratory only, and it can be used for this reduction of this plastic products. So these by this we just differentiate between biodegradable and non-biodegradable by the help of whether they are decayed or not. And both types of materials can be reused to make various items on the basis of their nature. Before reusing them, it is necessary to collect the waste materials and classify them according to their nature. And in this lesson, methods of reusing of biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials are described. So here what it means, like the common practice, as I said, in our home also we are doing it, no, the separating the waste materials either into the biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So that the same thing will be done. Okay, and here we'll be just studying how the reusing of the biodegradable and the non-biodegradable waste materials are done. Okay, so what does the biodegradable wastes mean? Biodegradable materials means what does it mean? We consume various vegetables, fruits, food items, etc. in our daily life. We get peels, leaves, barks, roots, etc. from the kitchen, and that are unnecessary part of the fruits. Similarly, where sometimes there might be waste food in our kitchen, and these materials are called biodegradable materials because they can decay and easily mix with the soil. Similarly, the wasted grass, unused papers, pieces of furniture, etc., are also biodegradable materials because they can mix with the soil after burning them. So, after burning them, the ashes left, that ash will be turned as a very good fertilizer. Okay, so that one is also the biodegradable material, and it is very good sort of fertility power to the plants.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yes,
Excel is that biodegradable or non-biodegradable?
Excel is also biodegradable. If you just
Okay, ma'am.
break the Excel into the very small pieces and keep it in a kitchen garden, then it will be degraded. Okay, it takes a time rather than this peels and these vegetables. It takes a bit much time, but it can be degraded, and it is a good source of protein also, for protein and calcium. So it is necessary for the kitchen, that kosi kheti and so on, that nowadays it's going on, no, the trend is going on. Okay, so these materials can be reused to make the compost fertilizer, which can be used as a manure in farming land. We can prepare the compost manure by the following ways. Okay, so you can see how many of you are using such type of kitchen waste for making the compost manure at your home. Any one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this?
Gaurav Pokhrel, ma'am.
Okay, how you are using? Your mother is doing that or you also? Do you get involved?
My teacher, my mother is involving
Ah,
by that digging, no?
ah.
Digging. Digging the big,
Okay, by digging a big hole in a soil and then in a land and
yes, then make in compost
ah.
and that used in that garden, kitchen garden, side kitchen
Okay,
garden.
okay, Gaurav. So, do you just help your mother while doing that?
Yes, teacher sometimes.
Yeah, try to get involved in such type of activities, because when you just do the such type of activities actively, then you will just know everything related to that, and you don't need to just study in this theoretical purpose also, because practically you are doing, then everything will be coming in your mind, and you know how to make it, how to write it in a examination also. So while studying, no, whatever we do, whatever we discuss at class, that thing will be remembered forever. That's why before, just some people will be thinking that they will just study OBT is very easy, so it's not like that. OBT here will be just discussing. Okay, we'll be just exchanging the education knowledge that we are having. Sometimes you might have the knowledge, a better knowledge about some topic, sometimes I have the better knowledge about some topic. So when we exchange our knowledge, then that will be the best discussion part. And you don't need to always mug up the things, because in OBT, creative ideas are also getting the priority. Okay, creative ideas and creative answers, so they will also get the marks. So not only that, everything from here to here you have to mug up and the same thing you have to write. No, it's not necessary that like that. Okay, so the ways for making a compost manure. Compost manure, not only by digging a hole we can make it, but also in a certain container. We can use a certain container, and in which we can use the furniture dust and the wood dust, like kitchen dust. Okay, kitchen vegetables and rotten vegetables. So we can just use those sort of materials, kitchen waste, and keep it in a container for a long time. Then it will be just it will be a good fertilizer. It will be a good compost manure, and we can use in a garden, kitchen garden, like that. Okay, so waste materials are collected at first, and a pile of biodegradable materials is made, and the ditch is dug nearby a house. Ditch means a hole, a big area of a hole, and then after a collected biodegradable materials are kept in a ditch. Then after, such materials can be added in a ditch in a daily basis. So first time at first, this a pile of these biodegradable materials are collected. The leaves, okay, branches, stem, roots, everything of the plants which are just nearby our home, that is also collected. Kitchen waste are also collected, and woods are also collected. Wood dust are also collected. So they are just mixed together and they are kept in a ditch. And on the daily basis also, because in our daily life so much of the waste materials are just produced, so that we can also put it in the ditch. And a heap of the waste materials in a ditch is covered with the grass and a thin layer of soil and mud. So what happens when the ditch is full? Then after the grass and a layer of grass, then after a layer of soil and mud, and after that also, in some of the cases, okay, here the ditch is also, compost manure is also aerobic type and anaerobic type. Okay, that thing you don't need to learn, but also it's a extra knowledge. So anaerobic and aerobic means, in anaerobic type of compost manure, everything is just covered with the help of water. Also it is covered. And in aerobic compost manure, the air is allowed to pass, because the hole is made in the upper covering. Okay, did you get my point? While we cover the ditch, while we cover the ditch for making this waste material, no, the small hole is made in a cover, so that is known as the aerobic type of compost manure. And when it is fully covered along with the water, just spread over the cover, then it is known as anaerobic type of compost manure. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, that hole is made for that going inside of ear, germs, etc. Yeah.
No, no. Aerobic is sorry. That hole is made so that the aerobic type of microorganism, no, which need oxygen for their respiration. Okay, so such type of microorganism can survive, and they can decay this sort of waste materials. So only for that purpose that hole is made. But most of the people, they don't know exactly why that process is done, but it's just a scientific process. And this sort of thing, no, it was done from the very earlier time. Even our your grandmother, grandfather used to do that, but they don't know exactly what is the process going on. But when we talk about the scientific process, then it comes under the scientific process, that digging that hole, making a hole, so everything, it comes under the scientific process. Okay, so then the heap is covered. Then after, turn upside down. What happens after you make a ditch? After you cover it with the fully covered with the biodegradable materials, then you just turn it upside down, or you can also rotate it. Okay, so that everything will be in a proper manner. And then after, what happens? After 20 to 25 days, it is just turned upside down. Then after, it is covered as that as done in the previous manner. Then after 2 months, the compost fertilizer becomes ready to use. So what happens? First of all, digging a hole and collecting a waste materials and pouring in it, and then after covering with the layer of the grass and mud, with a thin layer of grass and mud, then again within 20 to 25 days, then again turning that waste materials upside down. Then after 20 to 30 days, again if you do it, then it will be okay. If you don't also, it will be okay. But after 2 months, it will be ready to use as a compost fertilizer, and it can be used in plantation purpose, in vegetation, in this kitchen garden, everything you can use. Okay, so if we talk about degradable wastes, then it is mostly used for the compost manure purpose. But what happens when we have the non-biodegradable waste? Like plastics, we can see shampoo bottles are there, mineral water bottles are there, right? So many plastic bottles, plastic bags, wrappers, noodle wrappers, they are also present. And what about sustainable materials? Okay, let's talk about it. There are various materials in our surroundings that do not decay to get mixed in soil. Such materials are called non-biodegradable materials. For example, old clothes, bottle, plastic bags, milk packets, biscuit, noodle wrappers, etc. And there are abiotic things. These are abiotic things, and hence do not get lost in the nature. But these materials can be recycled and reused in order to prepare various items by modifying them. In this connection, the methods of reusing the old clothes, bottles, and plastics is described. Okay, so here the non-biodegradable materials can be reused. Okay, and another method is recycling. So how it will be reused? Let's see. Wasted old clothes. The first, the wasted old clothes, they can be reused. How? There are various ways of reusing the old and wasted clothes. They can be sold to in cheap price according to their condition. But if the condition is worse, then no one will buy it. So we have different alternative for the those sort of wasted clothes also. Those clothes of children get sorted quickly, but they may be in condition of using again. In the family, younger kids wear the clothes of the elders. So wasted clothes can be also reused by repairing them. After repairing, cleaning and ironing, repairing means whether by cutting the unused parts, okay, cutting the unwanted parts, like that also is termed as repairing. So after repairing, cleaning and ironing, and the clothes of wearing condition can be sold to generate the income. But if the clothes are not in wearing or using condition, the probable areas for their use should be identified. For example, pants torn in knee area. Okay, so here I just wanted to ask you one question. Have you anyone tried DIY technique, dye technique? That
Seen
you
in
have.
that YouTube, ma'am. 5 minutes
Yes,
craft.
yes, definitely. I was just wanted to know that only because most of the people they are
Yes,
just
ma'am. Ma'am, I see that videos, but it didn't work. Of mine, ma'am.
work. No, no, no. If you talk about this sort of cloth, no, when you have the big pant and you just cut it down, if you have the big pant of your father, mother,
Ma'am,
and they are not using it, uh-uh, it can be reused. That sort of things can be reused. So a pant torn in a knee area, because in knee area most of the pant gets torn, right? So if they can be used in making socks, then it bed covers, torn out bed covers are reused in making the pillow cover, like curtains of the small window, etc. So in this way, wasted and unused clothes can be reused for the various purpose according to their condition. So did you understand how this sort of things are to be done with the wasted old clothes? If you have any old clothes, then you can just reuse it. If you have the big cloth, okay, that is just torn or that is just old and you don't want to use it, but you can make a small cushion like a heart set cushion. So that one is the technique of using and just reducing the expenses of your family. And if you talk about the wasted bottles and plastics, so do you have any idea how the bottles and plastics are used?
we can make sleepers, ma'am.
Sleepers, and it is reusable.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
we can make it by making a small hole in those plastic bottles and collect money or
Okay, you can make a piggy bank.
Ma'am, we can
Are you
make some small
we can,
flower pot.
very
in
good? Small flower pot. And as what are you saying?
plastic bottle, ma'am, coins.
For collecting the coins also it can be made. Yes. Next,
Still have one bottle.
you have it.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. Anyone who have such type of idea with these bottles, plastic bottles?
Ma'am,
Yes,
pencil holder.
Ma'am, we can make flower base.
okay. Flower base can be made. Yes.
Ma'am,
Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. Yes. Who is speaking? Yes, please. Okay. Anis, say what happened.
No, ma'am.
Ah, okay, then waste bottles and plastics. So how it can be used? We use various bottled items in our daily life. Some bottles can be recycled, and the bottles which are not sent in the for recycling can be reused for the decoration by painting them. And do you know or not that such type of plastic bottles can be sold? Okay, like that Kawadi wala will be coming, no? So you will be responsible for taking this sort of plastic items also. Have you ever sold the plastic items?
Yes.
How much money did you get?
Ma'am, our parents sold, ma'am, not us.
Of what sold?
Parents sold, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know how much they have earned by selling those sort of materials?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I think one bottle cost just 2 or 3 rupees while selling. Because
Rupees.
ah, so
and
that can
3 rupees.
so look, you can earn by just collecting the plastic bottles. Okay, so this sort of things also can be done, and this is also used for the recycling purpose because they will be collecting from all the homes, all the locality. Those sort of people will be collecting this sort of materials, these plastic bottles, and they will be taking it in an industry, and they will be used for the recycling purpose, and they will be making a big container like a tank, like other plastic base, plastic related items they will be making. So bottles which are not sent for the recycling, now they will be used for decoration by painting them in an artistic way. So similarly, there are various plastic items that can be used reused for the various purpose. The plastic fossil is a byproduct of oil. Okay, byproducts means, do you know what does this byproduct mean? When there will be the chemical reaction, okay, when there will be the chemical reaction, suppose A plus B equals to becomes C plus D, right? So suppose C is the material, C is the product which is used, but D is not useful material, that is unwanted material that is produced during the chemical reaction, then that is known as the byproduct. So D is known as the byproduct. Okay, this is just for the general knowledge. So this is unwanted product. Okay, plastic fossil is the byproduct of the oil. While making oil, plastic fossils are produced, and the plastics are prepared from the waste materials produced by as a byproduct during the production of the petroleum products. So while producing the petroleum products, while having the fossil fuel, no, because petroleum products it is found in the nature. So in nature itself, plastics are produced. Okay, so the plastics of recycling the nature can be sent to recycle plant. The plastic bag, pack and sack etc are not recycled, hence they cannot be resold. Such type of plastic items can be reused in different ways, and we can prepare ropes from those sort of items, and such ropes can be used to weave the mats and baskets etc. In this way, we can bring wasted bottles and plastic items to reuse, and such items such type of recycling and reuse of the waste biotic substance help to keep the environment clean along with the economic benefit from them. So what happens? Even a small benefit from this sort of items will also help to generate income. And you know that so many people who are not properly educated, who don't have proper skills, no, they are just collecting this sort of materials, they are helping to make the environment clean. So we have to respect them, because they are the people who are just collecting all sort of wastage material. Because we, whenever we see the waste materials, we feel so disgusting. Oh, that's so disgusting, that is so awful, we say like that, no. But those people, they are just generating income. So we have to respect them, that they are cleaning our home, they are cleaning our waste materials. Anyways, so we are at the end of this, and here I am talking about Timru Kawariwala. Look, this one is the organization which is opened by a young people in the Chitwan only, who is Saugat Tiwari, CEO of this Timru Kawariwala. So why I'm just showing you that a young people who is skilled, who is educated, but also he is involved in collecting this sort of waste materials, and he is turning this sort of waste materials into the professional manner and gaining a money. You can see the products, right? You can see the products here. Look, this is the product. You can see the product from the bicycle wheel. He has made the product like this, and he is selling it. So you can see, collecting a waste materials in a low investment, in a low capital, and recycling them, and so selling it in a high price. So this is how, not a totally high price, but also it will be sold. Look how attractive it will be looking, no. And another is also here. Look,
Ma'am,
you
this
can
is
see,
chair.
yeah, that is there. And here you can see the table, tea table, very nice, no. This is from the old tire. So using a very small investment also, we can just imagine that by making, for making such type of thing, I don't think it will have a high investment. Another also we have, you can see, decorative item using the tire. Another we have is a tool. So this is also from tire. Look, you can see, have you ever imagined such type of things? By using the keyboard, they are making the pencil stand. So very creative people are there in our locality. We have to know them. And you can see what does it seem like? What does it seem like, students?
Photo frame.
Very good. Yes, it is a photo frame. So we have never imagined, no, by the help of this sort of keyboard keys also we can make a photo frame. So here also another one, and you can see here table. It might be a dining table. Okay, so can you imagine from which material it is reused?
Cycle.
Yes, very good. Who is this? Who is this speaking? Okay, from cycle also such type of materials are made. And this one from tire again. Okay, here you can see the table with the help of this tire and this furniture items it is made. Okay, so this was all about the reusing and recycling of the waste materials. If we just use your creativity, then even the waste materials turn out to be the products that can be sold, and from which we can earn the profit. So it is a very wise and wise decision he has made to make such type of item and to sell it. But to get the market, it's a bit hard. So we have to work for the market and condition also.